The University of New Brunswick is a pillar of knowledge to the community of Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada, and sits nestled high above the banks of the St. John River. From its inception in early 1785, UNB continues its deep-rooted tradition for academic excellence by opening its doors to those, both young and old, male or female, who are in pursuit of their academic ambitions. This is Edward Mifflin. He is a freshman. It's his first day at UNB. Edward is anxious about his first day and nervous about meeting new people. He comes from a small town in the southern part of Alberta, and this is his first time being away from home. Poor Edward, he doesn't know a soul. He knows that the first couple of weeks will be an adjustment, not only in meeting new friends, but finding where his classes are. But leave it all up to Edward. He's a pretty smart person and will have no problem fitting in here. On occasion, the life of a student can be quite challenging, especially as Edward waits for his government student loan to arrive. He is forced to seek out alternative sources of income in the meantime. Even though this method doesn't promise a high rate of success, Edward is determined to try anything until his money arrives. While finding money in vending machines won't always prove viable, one sure bet of getting by those academic hardships is having a part-time job. Edward here realizes that there is comfort in an honest, hard day's work as he continues his full-time studies at UNB. The University of New Brunswick has various types of employment for students to help assist their economic needs. As is the case for Edward, this can prove to be a great way to meet new people. Apart from working in the custodial department, each faculty at UNB allows a number of students to work one-on-one with professors. Lucky for Edward, he was able to land a great part-time research job alongside of the well-respected Professor Ludlow. Most of his research is done here in the comfortable surroundings of the UNB Law Library. The Lord Beaverbrook Room, located on the 4th floor of the Harriet Irving Library, offers a secluded atmosphere for students seeking a quiet place to read and study. Edward is deep in study. Because the Lord Beaverbrook Room is one of the main attractions at the UNB campus, you're bound to bump into a familiar face who is keen on comparing study material. Edward is well on his way to making new friends, and fast. UNB has an excellent staff of instructors who come from all over the world to be a part of the great UNB tradition. The professors take an interest in the molding of young student minds. Professor Marshall is the perfect example of the lengths to which UNB professors are willing to go in order to assist in any student inquiry, no matter how difficult or trivial the question is. After all, Professor Marshall displays that there is no such thing as a dumb question. The social life at UNB offers a great way for networking and meeting new friends. Edward has been able to shake off the first week jitters and now settles down comfortably as he begins his pursuit of making new friends. Anne Cuthbert! What a dish! Edward takes notice of her fetching beauty and takes the opportunity to introduce himself. But watch out, Edward. It appears as though she's already made friends with UNB wrestling star Biff Donaldson. The UNB varsity Reds have taken home more Atlantic sport titles than any other university in Atlantic Canada. UNB is always on the lookout for up-and-coming talent to add to the continuing success of the UNB athletic teams. Edward Mifflin has made great strides during his first couple of weeks at UNB. He and the gang decided to take advantage of one of the many attractions that the city of Fredericton has to offer by catching a hockey game. Unfortunately for them, All tickets are sold out and the box office is closed, leaving them with no other option but to find an alternative way to spend their Friday night. But who is this? A stranger willing to offer them tickets? UNB does not condone or tolerate illegal activity, and any involvement in said activity carries the possibility of academic probation, even expulsion from UNB. And no one wants that, especially Edward Mifflin. Even though his friends are deciding to break the law, Edward refuses to follow the crowd and is resilient in maintaining a high level of character. Look at him. So resilient. So strong. Even though he is successful in avoiding any illegal activity, angering a ticket scalper can be highly unpredictable. The UNB Travel Study Program has allowed Edward to study in such locations as China, France, London, Rome, and New York City. Edward has enhanced his academic experience through the guidance and teaching of UNB professors in foreign settings. Even though there is a price to be paid for conforming oneself to a higher standard of virtue, Edward will be just as good as new once the broken bones heal and the swelling goes away.